I started this organization just over 40 years ago. It's just a hobby, inspiration, just to keep the culture alive, and language seemed to be the main aspect of keeping our culture alive. That's what I felt, and more than anything it was my hobby. I enjoyed teaching. I just got surrounding our communities. They just got together on a weekend, on a Saturday afternoon they came to my house and just started from there. I started from a group of about 5 or 6 students, and I believe going by also done the same thing at his house. So that's basically how it started, and it just grew from there. It's not a one-man job. It's a Hindu community as a whole, parents, including students, all the sympathizers, and my inspirations have always come from Sangh, Sakha, and likewise I can talk for Govind Bhai as well. His inspirations mainly came from Shakha, and a lot of our students are also background Shakha and Sangh work as well. I never imagined it would grow so well, but yes, we have had a good success. We have some very, very good dedicated volunteers to take us along with. We did not expect it, but yes, we are where we are today because of the volunteers. Like any organization, I suppose we all have struggles. Finding a space was one of them, suitable facility in which to conduct our activities, and secondly, finance was also an issue. But I think Hindu community as a whole, we are united, and we've only got to make a small pledge, and they will assist us. They have assisted us all throughout 40 years. It's all in the hands of the younger generation now, but so far they're doing a very good job with regards to where it can take us. Sky is the limit in any organization, and there's plenty to be done. And I'd like to see the new generation, new volunteers, new young volunteers, should I say, maybe take on a role of actually starting a supplementary government school, government funded nursery, starting from nursery or something like that. It's an achievement on its own, and purely with the help of the volunteers that we have.
Gujarati classes was the first class to take place under Hindu Youth Association. What inspired you to start teaching Gujarati?
Probably a little bit of from my mother, because she used to teach Gujarati in a village for many years, and also she taught me Gujarati as well. Language was my favorite, and here going to Shakha, so there were many Karyakartas themselves inspired me, so we must do something for the community. So even Khimji Bhai inspired me as well. So that's how I started at home. It started sometimes in 1978 at 45 Sandy Hill Road, my brother's house. And in the beginning was my Bhabi as a student, Premji, and all the neighboring from the neighbors, they came to learn Gujarati. So there were, I think, about up to 7 students. The house was getting a little bit smaller, and more children wanted to come to learn Gujarati, and so we asked to Ram Mandir, and at that time there was a Raman Bhai Patel was the secretary. So we asked him, and after 2 or 3 months they allowed us to run the classes. So all the classes in the temple were under the temple. In the beginning, when we started classes in the mandir, at that time the majority of the students and parents, they came from either India or Africa, so they were all speaking Gujarati fluently. So in the beginning we were teaching them reading and writing, everything. But gradually, after many years, even the parents and the children were more fluent in English than Gujarati. So gradually, we were finding difficult for them to teach how to speak, because the classes were only for about a couple of hours, 2 hours. So we were teaching them reading and writing, but the speaking was difficult. So I think at present time, if the students feel there's a need, there's importance of Gujarati, and then they will learn. Also, we have to create something so they feel, even the parents feel, Gujarati is important and is needed.
It's group 1 that I teach, but I absolutely enjoy it and I love it now, and it gives me great satisfaction to watch the children have fun, learn and grow.
I've been teaching this since 1985, 87. I love children, teaching children, and my satisfaction is when they learn something from us, and that is something that I always try in my heart. That's what my inspiration is.
Build confidence in children from a young age, you know, for example, at classes, allowing them to come to the front and give a talk on anything they want to. I think that's quite important. And also, you know, to ensure the future generation don't forget where our grandparents have come from, and, you know, we try and retain as much of our rich culture and values as we possibly can.
What inspired me to do all this work is a selfless seva from Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh as a Swayamsevak, and also I like working here. It's like the atmosphere and the structure of working here is like a family. We are all is one family.
I was teacher for a number of years to promote our Indian culture, value and traditions. Now I can see the same traditions are fulfilled by our children who became professional teachers, and now they are giving their valuable time to promote our culture through our mother tongue via Hindu Youth Association.
Main reason we started Hinduism classes was I was a Bodhik Pramukh in Shaka, and we used to do Bodhiks on every Friday, but we only had 20 minutes to talk about on each subject, and every time we covered a subject there was not enough time. So definitely that every subject required more time, so we thought we start some kind of classes where we get more than 20 minutes. So we started Hinduism classes. There was 1.5 hours to cover a topic, and we could cover in wide range, have discussions on there. And the importance of Hinduism, what I saw at that time was the people were very good at practicing Hinduism and not knowing why they're practicing. So this Hinduism classes gave us opportunity to discuss why we are practicing certain practices which we do in Hinduism, and talk about it and try and understand more. So when you're practicing, it makes sense.
I've always found learning about our Dharma interesting, so I wanted to put that passion into practice. I also wanted to play a part in the development of our youth, just like how HYA played a part in mine. Now, why is it so important? We want to ensure that the future generation are proud of the Hindu identity, so they can practice, preserve, promote and protect our Dharma.
I've been involved with HYA for over 10 years now. Of all the activities that HYA undertake, for me the ones I'm truly appreciative about are Hinduism classes, Gujarati classes and Purna Vidya teachings. In this day and age, it's extremely important that our children maintain our culture, our traditions, our Hindu values, our Matrabhasha, our mother tongue. And HYA teaches all that, and they teach it in a way that keeps our children engaged and wanting to learn, which is truly remarkable.
One of the earliest activities were the maths classes. At one stage we had about over 100 students coming to the classes in the Ram Mandir, where we had from year 1 to right up to A-level standard. Then later on the Taekwondo classes were started in the Asian Community Centre. We achieved 2 black belts from that actually, although we run for a short 4 or 5 years, But within that period, we achieved 2 people who got black belts. After that, we started yoga classes. Yoga classes was running on and off, but professionally, properly trained was started about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was basically running by the Groningen world, because they wanted to do something. So when Ramdev Swami was running the courses in VHP in Ilford, so a couple of years we went down there and got about 10 people inspired. After that, people were so inspired that they went to HYA in Bangalore, which is the biggest research university in the world, where we got 8 people who went for a whole month and got the teacher training qualification for yoga. After that, we thought, okay, we got something for the teenagers, we got something for the elder people, growing ages. How about the babies and the young mothers? So hence, it was one of the Kanji's ideas to say, okay, why not we start the toddlers classes? So that's how the toddler classes started. And then one of the latest things that we got, we said, okay, we're getting all these things, but where is the character? Where is the Hinduism element of it? And hence we started what we call Punya Vidya classes. And that's where the character building of the person comes. And the Punya Vidya classes runs from 5 years old to about 18 years old. So there's a variety of people, variety of activities run by a variety of people of all ages and groups.
When I first got involved with the toddler group, I didn't think I'd be actually able to offer much help, but there's a lot of organising that goes on behind the scenes, so there's lots to do. And when you look back and see how happy the kids are, sometimes even the parents enjoy the lessons and the classes, it makes you feel proud to be part of it. So even if you're not the best at English or that great at maths, you can still get involved. There's lots to do with the HYA.
It's been rewarding to see children that have been shy and reserved and attached to their parents really come out of their shell and become independent and confident.
It's been great to see the children make new friendships and develop, and it's given me the opportunity to get to know the local community through HYA.
I started attending HYA at the age of 5. Throughout my journey with this organisation, I was able to expand my knowledge and develop myself. Now, being a HYA teacher for more than 15 years, I feel very proud to be part of the HYA family.
I've been coming for the last several years. The kids make you really think and they make me smile. We do have quite a good laugh, but they know who's boss.
As a professional teaching assistant, I'm proud of my services to HYA.
When I was young, I used to attend HYA maths class, and I found it very beneficial, both in my school and my exams. So I wanted to make sure that when I grow up, I give somebody else the same opportunity to be able to do well in school and in their exams.
One of the reasons why I came back to HYA to teach is, being a teacher, I thought I could use my skills to help push the GCSE students to get a grade 9.
What inspires me to come here is actually Sewa, teaching kids things that, that will help them achieve them in life and in their career.
I was new to the area, so I wasn't very confident. I didn't know very many people, but this has helped me gain the confidence, and also I love the fact that I can see the children and watch the children grow from infants up until GCSE and to A-level.
I got involved a number of years ago. Originally, both my sons are Mission Russian. Used to go to Gujarati classes here at the Ram Mandir when he was running from there. And then later I found a lot of the neighbours' children were coming to me for support over their homework, because their parents were first generation from India and they couldn't speak English, so they were coming to me for support. So I had a group of about 5 or 6 children come to me regularly to help them with their homework. As a result of that, I was had a conversation with Gandhi Bhai, and they suggested that since I'm doing this anyway in the evenings, why not bring that into HYA, and that's how we started, or incorporated English with Gujarati and maths, which I just recently started as well. Probably aware of all the other classes that we run, so we've got the Hinduism classes on a Thursday evening, we've got toddlers on Saturday mornings, we also do yoga classes on Tuesday, which are free of charge for all age groups, and male and female. And as part of the classes, what we've done is to try and integrate all the different communities, and by doing that we've organised a lot of trips. So we originally started off by going to Europe, so we've been to Europe a couple of times. A few years back we've been to Wales, to the Subramaniu Temple in Wales. We've also organised trips to the British Museum. We've also been involved in exhibitions at the National Heritage Centre. We've also worked in coordination with the Sun UK around Swami Vivekananda's birth anniversary. We've had the British Museum Supplementary Schools Coordinator come into our classes to run sessions with our students. So we do a lot of things other than just teaching in an academic way. We've experimented with teaching different ways of teaching, like Vedic maths. We incorporate that wherever we can sometimes. We were also one of the pioneers in the London Borough of Greenwich to pilot the quality framework, which is a quality standard for all supplementary schools. We were, at that time, we were only one of two who got silver on their first initial assessment. And in Greenwich there's about 50 supplementary schools, so that was a big achievement for us. We were then able to actually work towards gold, which we've received, so we want to try and maintain those standards. As the HYA current president, I'd like to thank all the volunteers, all the supporters, all the students for all the support, even those that don't come on a regular basis. We've got a lot of other supporters, so a big thank you to everybody.
So why do I come to HYA? It gives me a chance to just help the community and provide some help for the children and get them well educated for the future years to come.
I find it really rewarding at HYA to help the students achieve the best they can and help them progress in their education.
Being a professional teacher, I would love to give back to the community that I've gained from.
The little kids, they give me a reason to teach, and I like to do it because I like to give my experience to them and give them my knowledge and share my knowledge, what I've received throughout my years when I was young.
I was a student at HYA and I'm currently a teacher and have been teaching for more than 6 years. Since teaching, I have developed many skills such as public speaking and communicating with different age groups. I volunteer at HYA as I wish to give back to the organisation that has helped me and has played a huge part in my life.
Look at joy in the children's faces when they understand something. It's magical.
Like many of our teachers at HYA, I once was a student and now I wish to give back and help our students excel in their education.
Once I'd done my qualification in teaching English, I began to teach Year 7 English at Hindu Youth Association, and that was even more rewarding actually, because I could teach the children all the skills I had learned in my training at work. So what I was doing professionally, I could also do voluntarily as well. And it was always great meeting a new year group every year and teaching them.
One of the main reasons I'm coming is I believe we need to, as young adults, invest our time for the young children. I come here so I can guarantee that our youth are getting one of the best educations around as well. And we get to interact with them. We get to put in a video, we've got maths, English, so they're growing character-wise. So yeah, I come because they make me smile.
a student once upon a time and returning to teach, I can say that HYA played an important part in achieving my career aspirations. Therefore, I felt it was important to give back and create opportunities for tomorrow's future. Over the past 15 years, I have seen many students grow and flourish, and it gives me great satisfaction knowing HYA has played an important role in their development, just like it has for me. I can proudly say that the inspiration behind all of this has been Hindu Sevika Samiti, as from a young age it has always taught me about Seva, Sanskar and Sangathan.
I joined HYA from a very young age, studying various subjects all the way up until A-level. The teachers of HYA gave so much time and effort, and for what? It wasn't for the pay, because they were volunteers, or it wasn't for the job satisfaction, because believe you me, we were a handful. It was so we can progress in our education whilst learning about our culture at the same time. So when this opportunity came for me to work with HYA, I felt like it was my duty to give back and work with the next generation. Planting seeds for a brighter future should be everyone's duty.
So the seeds were planted 40 years ago, back in 1978, with the first Gujarati class. This set the foundations of our work, and today we can proudly say the seed has prospered. Throughout the years, we have had many volunteers contributing to the success of our organisation, many who started as students and then returned back as volunteers. I, like many others, went through the system and can agree that education is important, but at the same time I'm a strong believer that our Hindu sanskars need to be preserved, and these are one of our fundamentals of our organisation. Planting the right seeds at an early age is imperative, and this can be achieved by bringing our children up with good ethics, morals and values. If this is in place, we can be rest assured that our future of tomorrow will flourish and grow to become good citizens of society.